Hello students, I am Dr. Sushmal Biradar. I welcome you all to my video class. Today I am going to teach a poem by P.B. Shelley. The name of the poem is Ozymandias. This poem is prescribed for BCom students. The title of the book is Inspiration. Now before starting the class, let us see the content of today's class. First, we'll begin with the introduction. Then we'll see the historical background of the poem, like who's Ozymandias and what was his background. Then I'm going to introduce you to P.B. Shelley, a very brief note on P.B. Shelley. Then we'll conclude the poem. Okay, Ozymandias is a sonnet. Sonnet means a poem of 14 lines. This Ozymandias is a Italian sonnet, a Petrarchan sonnet. Petrarchan sonnet is very simple. Here what happens is the poem is divided in two parts. One is octave. Octave means first 8 lines and then next 6 lines are called sestet. So this Ozymandias is a sonnet which was published in 1818. This is most famous sonnet of P.B. Shelley. Now what does it tell? It tells the story of Ozymandias. Who was Ozymandias? Ozymandias was a king. How he lived, what kind of a king he was, and how he is now at present. So through the life of Ozymandias, through his broken statue, P.B. Shelley is giving us the most powerful philosophy of life. He says everything is short-lived. Power, political power is short-lived. Our names are short-lived. Our fame and our life itself is short-lived. So we believe that we live for many years and we do so many things. But at the end what remains? Nothing remains. So this he is trying to tell through the poem Ozymandias. Okay, now P.B. Shelley. Who was P.B. Shelley? P.B. Shelley was born in 1792 and he died on 1822. He was an English romantic poet. His famous poems are Ode to the West Wind, Ozymandias of course, then To the Skylark. Okay, now this is the text of the poem and in this slide what you're seeing, there are 8 lines, octave, it's called as octave. I'm just going to read out, you please follow. I met a traveller from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal, these words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, a mighty and despair. Nothing beside remains, round the decay of that colossal wreck. Boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. So this is the text. Believe me, a small poem, a chotu poem, but with a very big philosophy. Okay, now let us understand the historical background of the poem. Now who was this Ozymandias? Ozymandias was actually an Egyptian king. In Egypt he was called as Ramses II. In fact, he was the most popular king of Egypt. Most celebrated king, most wealthy king. Greeks called him as Ozymandias. I hope this is clear. Ozymandias was an Egyptian king. He ruled Egypt in 13th century BC. Greeks called him as Ozymandias. He was regarded most powerful, the greatest and most celebrated king. He was the most famous king, as I've told you already. He ruled in the 13th century BC. Okay, I hope this is clear. He was a very successful king because he won many wars, and he was the most rich king. And his one hobby was to build monuments to God and to himself. He has built many temples, many monuments. He was quite proud and boastful of his achievements. He was a very egoistic person. So this is the historical background of the poem. So I hope this is clear. Ozymandias, Greeks called him as Ozymandias, but Egyptians called him as Ramses the Second. So he was regarded as the most powerful, the greatest king who ruled in the 13th century BC. Okay, so let us conclude. So we have learnt that P.B. Shelley's most famous poem this is, and it tells the story of King Ozymandias. Ozymandias is a sonnet. It is an Italian sonnet or a Petrarchan sonnet. It means the lines are divided. First 8 lines are called as octave and the next 6 lines are called as sestet. So the poem tells the story of King Ozymandias. So what exactly he tells in the story or in the poem, we'll see that in next class. Okay, so thank you for joining me, students. We'll meet in the next session.